Let's bring on my surprise guest, our last guest of the day. Actually, before I bring him on, let me play a short video that shows you why I'm bringing him on. I mentioned our next event is in 2 weeks, the Crypto Summit. Well, it's actually not our next event. We have another event between now and then. This one is on Saturday. Here is what you can expect. And with that being said, I'm going to bring on a special surprise guest, Mr. Joel Elconin.
Good afternoon, Spencer. You got me blushing a little bit here, and this is a triple treat. I'll be on with you 3 times today.
I'm looking at my watch now because I never talk to you at 2 p.m. It's unusual for you and I to be speaking at this time of day. How is your day going? Before we get into Saturday and all that, this is the reopening stock summit. I cannot let you off the hook without getting one reopening stock that you like.
One reopening stock that I like. Boy, oh boy, Spencer, you're throwing a tough one at me.
Oh,
I'm going to give you one that's both. I'm going to give you one that is a reopening stock and a stay-at-home stock.
Okay.
And you're probably going to be shocked at this one. I haven't taken a position in it yet, but
Can I guess?
yes.
Is it Airbnb?
Yeah, and because I gave it away. My personal experience with it is good. I think big hotels are out. I just think they're going to make their way. I don't know when. I like the chart. I like the chart from a long-term investment standpoint. So I like Airbnb. I'm not in love with the airlines, and I talk about that a lot. And just one thing before we cover some other things.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're looking at your reopening stocks, what was the trend pre-COVID? I mean, that's what I think you got to look at. Because Dennis is stuck in this Las Vegas sands. What was the trend before COVID came? And I think that that's a good indication. The ones that are going to survive will be the ones that were in uptrends. So that's just just a couple things to talk about.
All right. Let's talk about Saturday.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I will not be there. I have a wedding in like the middle of nowhere in upstate New York. Congratulations,
Where
Charlie.
in upstate New York?
Wyndham. But it's nearish Albany. But people have been asking for Saturday for quite some time. So we've done it. 3 hours of you, of Dennis, of Rob Friesen. What are you going to talk about?
Oh boy, we're going to talk about a lot of different things. We're going to start out with our prep, our daily preparation. You just can't, hop on at 9:30, 9:29 and 59 seconds, flip on your computer. Maybe you could in the old days, but the daily prep and the three of us have similar routines in some ways, and then we have very different routines. So the first hour is going to be spent just talking about our daily prep and how we look at things. Our trading hours. Dennis differs from me, and Rob differs from me. So that's what we're going to spend the first hour is like how to get ready for the. And I like the trading day, but like the trading week, trading life, trading month. The markets are an accumulation of day to day activities and education. So it's just our processes. It might be for a day, but you also get a little insight to like our long term thought processes that we make our long term trading decisions on or investing decisions.
Right. And something that's interesting that you talk about when you talk about your morning routines is, in your case, the morning routine isn't even a morning routine. It's a night before routine.
Yep. We can get into that a little bit after hours, but with the background in the futures markets, my trading day starts at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I mean, that's when the futures open, and I'm sure everyone has different indicators and things that they watch. But man, there's a lot of action between 6 p.m. and 9:30. When when the stocks actually open. So I actually track the 24-hour market, the 9:30 to 4:15 market, because a lot of things go on, and automatically at 9:30, whatever inefficiencies are in the market, they're rectified between the cash indexes and the actual stocks, and that's something Dennis will get a little bit more into. But that's in the first hour, and then in the second hour, we're just going to drill down a little bit closer of what actually happens at 9:30 a.m. For me, it's a continuation of the process from overnight. Dennis is going to talk about trading off relationships and what he does, and this is for his after hours, but he also and pre-market, but he also observes how stocks react during the day. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail than my technical analysis. We have traders, investors of all different ages, all different education, and a lot of times I find questions that I don't get to answer about technical analysis. So I'm going to go through that. Nothing fancy, nothing you're going to read it in a book, but I'm just going to try and translate when I'm looking at a chart. What pops out to me? What am I looking for? And then in the third hour, we're going to talk about resources that we all use, trading resources. Number one, Benzinga's pre-market prep, along with Benzinga Pro.
Never heard of it.
Rob Friesen from Bright Trading is going to discuss the resources from there. And then there's other things that that we use to make more informed trading decisions. So that's going to be that's going to be part of the third hour actually. In the second hour, Dennis is going to talk about trading off relationships, and then Rob's going to do a detailed on basket trading. And basically, for basket trading, the easiest way to explain it is you're trading long short. You're trading hedge. You're trying to trade neutral on the market, so you don't have to actually pick a direction to be right in the market. So he's going to talk about his methods for basket trading. Last hour, I got ahead of myself. We're going to talk about trading resources, and then we're going to try and leave like a half hour, 35 minutes to open up the floor to questions. We don't always get to the questions in the jam-packed pre-market prep hour, but that's pretty much what's on the slate.
And I want to stress it, like especially with regards to the Q&A portion. I'm assuming that the kind of questions that Joel and Dennis and Rob are looking for, they're not looking for, hey, what do you think of the stock? What do you think of AMC? You can do that. You can ask us that any day, any normal day, right? Any day on pre-market prep, whatever. It's going to be about the more in-depth, the fundamental questions. How do you do this? Why do you do that? What if I did this instead? Those are the kinds of questions that they're looking for. It's not like, here's a ticker, go. We do that every day. You get that right on our shows all the time. It's going to be more about the education, more about the long term, not so much stock. I'm sure they will use individual stocks as examples the entire morning, but it's not going to be about what do I see in this chart. It's like, here's how I think about this chart. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct, and I want to expand on that a little bit. I mean, we've been in one heck of a market, since March of last year with the decline. I mean, that's another thing too that's involved with the basket trading. If you want to be a full-time professional trader slash investor, you got to be able to look at both sides of the markets. And this has been a great market. It's been a bull market. I mean, there's no doubt about it. My long-term portfolio, loves it, but this is not going to last forever. So people that have made good money trading slash investing, a lot of people have reached out to me and said, hey, I've racked up a lot of profits during the past 12, 13 months, but I know I got lucky. I know Mr. Market was helping me. what can I do to, keep that going, keep that momentum going? Also, along those lines, they've talked about, having some major gains turn into major losses. And, we can't, give you clues on every stock, which to do it every second. But if we can at least give you, insight, into whether it's technical or fundamentals that could help you avoid some of the disasters. A lot of trading and investing is not the great winning trades. And I made so much on this. Dennis will say it many times. Some of his best trades are losers that he gets out of, and he cuts his loss. He has well, with his style, very little tolerance. For me, it's more defined risk reward. But it's not always what you're doing right in the market. It's like if you do something wrong, not to compound that problem, to rectify it, to move on, not to have that, oh man, the cycle, oh, the stock's opening down 15%. I wasn't expecting that. Should I buy more? Just certain tricks of the trade to help you mitigate some of those losses, and so you can, be back for another day.
Nick Rosania might be dumb, no such thing, Nick. But can you guys teach shorting on Saturday? They will go into that. That's a key that Joel said. Playing both sides of the market, shorting is fundamental to Dennis's strategy. Right? He can't survive. He literally can't do his strategy without shorting. So yes, they will get into that. I would imagine.
Yeah, one
Um,
comment on that, and I think it used to be apropos. Uh, Back in the old days, as you guys can tell, I'm an old guy. Markets used to go down a lot faster than they went up. Now with the computers, boom, they're quick. They're not biased. They're gonna the HFTs algos. They're gonna run the market, up. They're gonna run it down, probably at the same millisecond speed. But the difference is in a down market, it's a whole lot different. You can cover things like on the way down, and if you're short or getting into entry, the first bids in the market when the market's falling out of bed is people that are short, that are trying to lock in profits, and also people that are trying to, accumulate long-term positions. But as you notice the market action, last week, I think it was on Friday, we bumped up to a new all-time high and a new time all-time closing high. But there were sellers, right? It was like boom, okay, we'll take out this level, boom, we'll take out this level. So there's different characteristics to the market when it's going down and when it's going up, and we just kind of want to relay, some of the tricks of the trade that, are relevant in those situations. Instead of the market being really crazy and volatile, and you're like, oh my god, what am I going to do? We want people to attack. We want them to be aggressive. We want to have strategies for all different kinds of markets, because we've been in this Goldilocks market and sure hope it will continue forever. But history tells us that it won't.
Yes, I felt like such a buzzkill, Joel, last fall, because all we said every day was like, it ain't always going to be like this, and then now it's not, and it felt like such a buzzkill at the time. But of course, anybody with a brain knew it wasn't going to be that easy all the time. So guys, the link is up on the screen right there, right there. Pre-market prep, yeah, right there. Premarketprep.com to access the link that will get you to sign up for the. I don't even know what I've been calling it, the pre-market prep Saturday extravaganza, but that's not.
That's
It's called
good. No.
it's called the Introduction to Professional Day Trading. But yeah, premarketprep.com, guys. Saturday 9 to noon Eastern time. Will it be available to be replayed, Joel?
No. Only if you purchase the show.
Only if you purchase the show. So
Yep.
so yes, if you bought it.
If
No.
you bought it. Yep. It will
No.
be in your browser.
For
But nope.
everybody.
Nope.
Okay. Joel,
One other thing too,
yeah.
before I go, I
Yes.
mean, we came up with the name and introduction to professional trading, and that's a catchy buzzword. But it professional trading slash investing. We've been doing this for a long time, making long term investments decisions and shorter term. But don't be scared away. If you don't want to be out there all day, punching computer, that's not what we want. We want you if you're retired and you're keeping an eye on your IRA, or if you're in college and you still want to keep an eye on the markets while you go to school, don't be scared away by the title.
Great lessons as always, Joel. I will see you in about an hour, in 75 minutes, for pre-market prep at the close, guys. You can see Joel every day on pre-market prep, 8 a.m. Eastern time, with myself and Dennis Dick. And Joel, we'll see you in an hour and 15 for the close show.
Thank you, Zinger Nation.
All right. Oh, cut him off there at the end. That wasn't me. I did not do that. If I did, I would admit it. Okay, that's going to be a wrap for us here. A couple housekeeping items. I mentioned this before. I will say it again on the subject of promoting future shows. The Benzinga Crypto Festival. It's in 2 weeks. I went to benzingaevents.com. That's how I got to this page, benzingaevents.com, and I clicked on where it said Benzinga Crypto Festival. That brought me here. Boom! Look at all these guests we've got. Ready? Look at all these big names. Names like Trade Zero. Names like Wolf of Wall Streets. Names like, let me keep scrolling. Names Celsius, Trade, BitBoy, Tastyworks, John Najarian, Marathon, Fred Thiel will be there, MARA, Hut 8, eToro, Bitfarms. This is not an all-inclusive, all-encompassing list. There will be more names added to this list in the coming weeks. Again, benzingaevents.com to learn more about the Benzinga Crypto Festival. All right, what are we at? We're at 183 likes. Can we get to 200? Let's make that the goal. 200 likes. I'll just sit here in silence. No, I won't actually sit here in silence, but if people, if I thought they wouldn't get mad at me, I would sit here in silence and wait while we got to 200 likes. All that being said, a lot of thank yous to share today. Thanks, of course, to all of you watching this show throughout the day. Thanks to all of the presenting companies. Thanks to our sponsors, Rocket Mortgage. Obviously, it's up there on the screen right there. It's been up there the entire day. Thank you to them. Thank you to Zuber Lawler. We have got a couple of quick videos I want to play before I end it. So, producer AT, let's go ahead and roll that Zuber Lawler clip if we've got it.
Hello, I'm Tom Zuber. I'm the managing partner of Zuber Lawler. I'd like to thank our friends at Benzinga for the opportunity to speak today. Zuber Lawler is one of the most selective law firms in the United States. Our attorneys represent clients around the world, from offices in Austin, Chicago, Denver, Los Angeles, New York, Phoenix, and Silicon Valley. We focus on high-stakes deals, intellectual property matters, FDA, import, export, and other regulatory work, and litigation. We work in languages covering 90% of the world's population. Zuber Lawler is unique in the sense that the firm represents a long list of iconic Fortune companies and global funds, and has also been representing leading cannabis companies for over 14 years. This provides our attorneys with an ideal perspective for which to manage high-stakes, complex matters in the cannabis space. Indeed, Zuber Lawler practices at the cutting edge of cannabis law. As examples, Zuber Lawler is a pioneer of the two-stage M&A deal, allowing continuity of cannabis operations in the context of U.S. restrictions on the transfer of ownership of cannabis licenses. Zuber Lawler obtained the second ever issued U.S. plant patent for a cannabis strain, as well as utility patents on cannabis processes, machines, and formulations. Zuber Lawler obtained federal trademark allowances for cannabis brands in relation to relevant products. One of our attorneys obtained the first ever issued generally recognized as safe designation from the FDA for hemp seeds and foods. And Zuber Lawler advises hemp companies on international import-export issues relating to North America, South America, Europe, and the Middle East. Zuber Lawler is currently managing major patent, trademark, trade secret, and commercial litigation in the cannabis space. I'm excited to participate in Benzinga's conference. I hope to meet you virtually and in person sometime soon. Thank you.
Thanks again to Zuber Lawler for that. And then real quick before we go, our next video is going to start in like 2 minutes. And I'll tell you what that is in a second. Before I do that, though, I want to play a quick spot from Vantage Point. Always want to thank them for their support as well. AT, let's roll the Vantage Point clip.
Do you want to conquer market volatility? Visit VantagePointForecast.com and find out how Vantage Point's AI technology can forecast stock market trends up to 72 hours in advance with incredible accuracy. Vantage Point's patented technology analyzes huge quantities of global data in seconds, so you can finally stop guessing what's going to happen next. Check out VantagePointForecast.com and experience Vantage Point for free. Learn how successful traders generate their wealth. Trading involves financial risk and is not suitable for all investors. Past results do not guarantee future performance.
And on that note, I am done. What is up next? We're going to end this stream. We're going to premiere a new video that Mitch recorded, getting into the trader's mindset. That's a short video. After that, we're doing a replay of Swing Pony from our, I believe this was last Sunday's show. And then after that, we'll have At the Close with Joel and I at 3:30. Everyone have a great rest of your day. Thanks to all the presenting companies, all the sponsors, all the viewers, the ones who liked us, the ones who didn't like us. Thanks to all the hard work from our events team, as always, for putting all of this together. And that's it. We're done.